Hi everyone, good evening, and yes, we are live. We are live, yay! Anyway, so what are we talking about today?
Because I'm hearing you, I don't want to put on my phone.
Close the door. Sorry about that. Thank you. Hi everyone. So today we're talking about something that most of us experience. We experience that sometimes we feel that way, and it's an interesting topic. Hmm. In fact, that's actually exactly how I'm feeling today. So let's go. What are we talking about? Today, the topic is showing up without motivation. Honestly, today, I almost didn't show up. I want to be frank, I want to be honest, and thank you for joining me on this week's episode of Go Into the Week. Now, what makes you show up even when you don't feel like? What is that driving force that makes you know that, yeah, irrespective of the way I feel, what is happening around me, I've made a commitment, I've made a promise to myself, I must show up. Today, I felt sick for past 2 days. In fact, I have not been inspired. I don't have motivation. I don't have, usually I prepare days before the show, read books, get inspiration. When I go to church, I hear a message and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about this week. And I am fueled and, ready to go. And I'm excited for the next episode. But somehow this week I just found myself, not getting the inspiration I was hoping to get. I didn't feel motivated. I didn't feel the need to come here today. But I just knew that I had to show up. I didn't prepare like I usually would, but I knew I had to show up because I've made a commitment. And it's not just about me. I just told myself, okay, what if you're in a space where what you're doing is actually helping somebody, impacting somebody, and you now end up disappointing both yourself and that person that day. So here I am talking about exactly the way I feel. So now motivation is a feeling, and sometimes it's just that spark. It doesn't last. So it helps you to start, but it doesn't help you continue going. What actually helps you going when motivation has started it for you is discipline. You know, the reason behind what you're doing. An alignment, you know, is actually a decision to keep moving even when you don't see yourself feeling like you want to move. As simple as that. And all of us have been there one time or the other. But the thing about it is that if you've not found that real reason why you're doing what you are doing, it's easy for you to move away. It's easy for you to decide, oh, I can't do this thing, or let's just let today slide, nobody's going to notice. So motivation starts it, but that inner conviction, that inner feeling is what pushes you to keep showing up, to keep doing what you're doing. You know, and the truth is that the more you show up, the more confident you become, the more aligned you are with the impact you're trying to make. It's always better to be consistent. It's important to be more consistent over the excitement of the moment. And the truth is that sometimes you don't want to show up because you feel like you're not prepared, you're not in the right space. But it's okay to show up imperfect. The important thing is that when the time comes, you keep that promise that you made to yourself. And that is where I am today. I'm keeping the promise I made to myself that I will show up every Sunday by a certain time. And here we are. Honestly, it takes a lot of um, self discipline, a lot of planning, a lot of adjustments to be able to keep that promise to yourself. But the truth is that I ask myself, so if I don't do this today, how am I going to feel tomorrow? What if somebody calls me and say, "Oh, I didn't see you yesterday"? So that means I'm going to disappoint both myself and a lot of people. So anytime you feel like I can't do this thing again. The truth is that all of us are there at a certain time. All of us are where we feel like we need to be perfect and ready before we start showing the world what we have. If you ever feel like that, ask yourself in 10 years' time, will I be happy that I stopped? And the truth is that once you stop showing up, it's easy for you to stop showing up. You'll be like, oh, after all, I did shop 2 days ago and nothing happened. And then after a while, you get to the point where it becomes a norm for you to make excuses and not do what you're supposed to do. So it's a mindset shift. It's a decision that you make within yourself, and that actually makes you show up stronger when you actually have the energy to. It makes you show up, not disappoint even people that depend on you. So it's very important. So the truth is that like today, I just showed up, and I hope that my showing up is actually going to help you or help somebody know that yes, as much as I feel like this is what I am called to do, this is what I need to be doing. Sometimes I don't have the drive to actually come and sit down and speak, to prepare my slides, to arrange everything, and I didn't have that moment. I usually have the moment where something happens. I'm like, okay, this is what I should talk about. I didn't have that moment this week. I honestly didn't. And I just told myself today, just talk about the way you feel because somebody may actually be feeling the way you're currently feeling and they're contemplating not showing up. And that single act can actually change the course of your life, change the course of a lot of things that happen around you. You don't know how it's going to affect you until you realize that you failed a promise that you made to yourself. So the message today is just show up. Just show up. It makes you stronger. It makes you um better. You don't have to always feel ready. You don't have to always be. Things don't always have to be perfect. That's the trap some of us fall into. Like today, I was telling myself, you've not done your slides, you've not prepared, and you're tired. Do you have to come out today? I honestly, I almost didn't. I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel um, that everything was perfect like it usually is. But I'm here, and I hope you're happy that I showed up, and I'm happy I did too because I know that tomorrow I will feel bad if I didn't, despite not being where I'm supposed to be. So the more you do that, the more you push yourself, you see that it shows up in everything that you're doing. Once you learn to build consistency in one thing, it spills over. And once you break it, yes, we are human. Sometimes you may not have a choice but to break it. But once you do, to start again becomes a problem. So as much as you can, stay disciplined, build consistency. That's how you build following. That's how you build trust among people that look up to you that you may not even know that they look up to you. So don't disappoint people. Don't disappoint yourself. Everything is about you and how you show up. So I want to employ you this week. Do one thing. Just find one thing that you're going to be consistent with. It could be, for example, your skincare routine. Some people say, "Oh, I don't have time for it." But sometimes it takes just 2 minutes. You know that once you wake up, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, and build up on it. Do that. They said it takes 21 days to build a habit and then 90 days to seal it up. Build on top of it. You say, oh, I'm always going to do this thing at this particular time. By the time you do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it becomes part of you. You stop thinking about it, and you don't no longer need motivation to start it. You just run with it, and then when you've mastered that particular, build consistency in that particular aspect of your life, it helps you to add other things onto it and also become more consistent in other aspects. And that's how you grow, that's how you achieve what you need to achieve, and that's how you create impact. Because the truth is that what's the essence of this life really? This life really, what's the essence? The essence is to live and have touched a life and have created impact in somebody's life. So that is actually the purpose of life. Forget all this thing that we run around, being distracted by so many things. If you're not living a life where of impact, then you've not actually found what it is. You're not actually doing what you were sent to earth to do. So find one thing and stack it up. For example, you say, "Oh, every day I'm going to wake up by 5." Wake up by 5 every day. That's consistency. Show up. So you're showing up for yourself. So why are you waking up by 5? Because I want to squeeze in time to be able to read a book for 30 minutes before the whole day starts. Show up for yourself every day. Do that. Even when you don't feel like doing that. It's going to be hard the first 2 weeks. The truth is that showing up here, it's not easy for me. And sometimes you show up and nobody is on the stream. And you ask yourself, okay, should I just disappear? It's easier to just run away because nobody's watching. But don't fall into that temptation. It's easy to make excuses. Sorry for the noise. Excuses are cheap, and those who make them are not going to go far. Those who you can always make excuses for everything happening around you for not doing one thing or the other. That's the truth. If you look at and most of the excuses are valid, but don't let them stop you from showing up. Don't let them stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. I'm here. I may not have the energy I usually have. I may not be as pushy as I usually am, but we're here and we're having a discussion, and I'm showing up. So this week, pick one thing. So write in the comment section what is that one thing you're going to pick that you're going to be consistent with at this time. This week, 2 weeks to come, what is that one thing that's going to that you're going to be so consistent that you don't need motivation anymore to start it. That whether you feel like it or you don't feel like it, yes, you are going to show up, you're going to be there. You know. So the truth is that sometimes your glow may be quiet. You may not be your normal self. But for example, those of us that work, you have an office job. The truth is that sometimes you have to show up whether you feel like it or not. So, but every day you're not going to be the life of the party. You're not going to be the person that everybody wants to be around. But the important thing is that you came and then you're doing what you can do. That builds some kind of even what you learn just by showing up gives you some kind of confidence so that you can actually glow when you need to glow. The truth is that sometimes your glow can be quiet. It may not be as loud as it usually is. It may not be as fun as you usually are. And it's okay. It's okay. The important thing is always show up, even when you don't feel like it. So I'll tell you that this week, tell yourself that I always show up. I I have motivation, but I am disciplined. Motivation or not, I will show up. Whether it's convenient, whether it's easy, even when it's hard, I will show up because I owe it to myself to be the kind of person that I will be proud of in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years. Just imagine you look back, because sometimes if you look back and you look 15 years and you're like, oh, what did I even gain? Like this 15 years, what have I done? If it's one thing that you've been consistent with, the truth is that that thing is going to help you, you know, go higher and higher and higher, and you're going to become an expert in that thing, and that can be the thing that will make you stand out, make you become the person that you were meant to be. So this week, show up even when you don't feel like, just like I'm showing up today. I want to say thank you for joining me. This will be that did. I appreciate it. And yes, we show up again next week. Same time, same place, 8:30. Please, if you haven't followed, do well to follow and like my page. And we'll see you same time next week. Thank you for joining me. I'm Dr. Chimsom Ogu, your skin and confidence doctor. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you very much.